Fine. So, good evening, dear educators. I'm excited to announce that Myelin is back once again with a power-packed webinar on design thinking. My name is Mrinalini Sonavane, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this innovative approach that can transform your teaching methods and enhance student engagement. आमचा प्रयत्न प्रत्येक शिक्षकाला सशक्त बनवण्याचा आहे. डिझाईन थिंकिंग हा फक्त IT क्षेत्रातील लोकांसाठीच आहे का, की तो इतर क्षेत्रांमध्ये विशेषतः शिक्षण क्षेत्रात देखील लागू होऊ शकतो? खरं तर डिझाईन थिंकिंग म्हणजे काय आणि शिक्षक त्यांच्या दैनंदिन अध्यापन पद्धतीमध्ये त्याचा कसा फायदा घेऊ शकतात, या सगळ्यांची उत्तरं आज आपल्याला आपल्या या वेबिनारमध्ये भेटणार आहेत. आय एम थ्रिल्ड टू वेलकम मिस्टर प्रसाद खोसे, a visionary leader with over 22 years of experience in the design industry. Throughout his career, Mr. Prasad Khose has dedicated himself to solve complex problems and is now passionately focused on nurturing creative thinking in the young generation. As the founder of Crayomi and the Design Mandal, a YouTube channel, he has made it his mission to simplify UX through relatable examples in the Marathi language. Mr. Prasad Khose has an influential presence in the design community, sharing insights as a speaker at various design conferences and workshops. Having founded a UX team within his company, Mr. Prasad Khose has trained and mentored both the new hires and experienced professionals, transforming the team into a cornerstone of the organization. त्यांचा अनुभव विविध भूमिकांमध्ये आहे, जसे की डिझायनर, माहिती आर्किटेक्ट, UX व्यवस्थापक आणि अभ्यासक्रम संचालक. TCS, Microsoft US, Imagine XP and Ernest and Young यासारख्या कंपन्यांमध्ये त्यांनी योगदान दिले आहे. On behalf of all the educators, I welcome you, Prasad sir. So, join us as Prasad sir shares his wealth of knowledge and insights into fostering creativity and innovative thinking in design. Let's learn from an industry expert. Over to you, Prasad sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. Sometimes like things have happened. So experience झालेला असतो, and then suddenly you start hearing all those words again.
Yes.
थोडंसं initially it was okay, whether it is about me. All right.
एक मिनिट
But yeah,
एक मिनिट मला फक्त हे सांगायचं आहे सगळ्यांना की गुगल सर्च करू शकता सरांबद्दल, तर तुम्हाला खूप काही त्यांच्याबद्दल माहिती भेटेल. सो वी आर लकी टू हॅव यू सर टुडे हिअर.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. I like to share thoughts whenever possible, whenever people are there. So thank you again, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking time out. I know there are a lot of things going on in school. School है, छुट्टी है, नवरात्र के भी कुछ function चल रहे हैं, and still you took time out. So thank you for that. Okay, before I start and go ahead, पहिलं I would like to understand की आपल्याला कुठल्या ह्याच्यात मराठी, हिंदी, English, however, like what should be the majority of the session in which language. So if you can just maybe suggest or put it into the chat box also, so I can continue with the same. English. Okay.
Yeah, English.
All right. So at least 3
Most
messages.
of them they are putting English.
Perfect. So 5 to 6 messages which are English. Okay, I will continue in English. Whenever somebody feels okay, no, we want little bit more in simplified way, wherever you want, I can go to the Hindi, Marathi, that particular part. All right. Perfect. I'll be doing it in English. No worries. Yeah. Let me just share the screen. Pranalini, I think screen sharing says it is not on. I have sent the request to you.
Yeah, it has been given. Please check.
Yes, I can share now.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, can you
Yes, it is seen.
on the screen? Yes.
Yes,
All
yes.
right, because now there is one new message from Zoom that it should be allowed for 1 month. Oh, it is asking for recording permission. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just move aside few things. All right. So we'll start with design thinking. Before we move into design thinking, a couple of things. Where like possible, if you can keep the cameras on so that we'll be seeing whenever you are talking, so it will be much better interaction, okay, rather than just typical online. I can see the initial that way. Okay, so it will be better if you have the cameras on, when at least when you are talking. Wherever you feel, of course there will be Q&A at the end, but wherever you feel you have a question, you can either put that into the chat box also, or immediately at that point, if you want to raise that, that will be great. And one more thing will be, it has to be interactive. As you all are teachers, educators, you know, it is not that easy that you are just talking for 45 minutes or 1.5 hour and nobody else is talking. So I'll be expecting that we all will be interacting with each other. Okay. So, so this has done introduction. Okay. So I have a question for you. What do you think? Are you creative? Without taking a lot of time, just yes or no will also be fine.
Yes, Suchita, Dhavde, Apshara, they all are, they have put in the chat box.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
they have
I
said.
am,
Most
I'm
of them they have said yes.
okay. Okay, that's good to see. Still, it is coming as yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Let me open the chat box also. Okay, a lot of yes.
Yes. Urmila ma'am
That's
has typed yes for
yeah.
5 times, so I think so she is more creative. Yes.
Perfect, perfect.
Yes.
Really happy to know that. You know, there was one study which was done. Okay, now as a educator, you are saying you all almost whoever has typed is saying you are creative. But there was actual study which was done. This question was asked to second grade student, and 90% of the second grade students said yes, we are creative. And when the same question was asked to high school students, only 5 to 10% students said we are creative. Okay. Maybe similar school, same thing, everything is happening. But second grade, 90% are more confident to say that we are creative, whereas just 5 to 10%. Can see the difference. It's a huge gap, right? 90 from 90 to 5 to 10%. So what happens between this second grade to high school? Why exactly these people are saying they're not creative, right? So there are a few things. So whenever we are in kids are in kindergarten, as you can see, the very colorful area, very colorful space, everything is there, which is very flexible. क्योंकि सबको खेलना है, let's just move the furniture and we'll do something. Okay, we'll do the activity. Whatever we are doing, whatever we are learning, it is through activity, through games, right? So the major focus is on playing, enjoying, and through that, the learning is happening, right? As soon as you go to the higher school, it will be the column and rows, right? Benches. You should not talk to each other. Of course, I do understand. I have been doing visiting sessions at MIT engineering and multiple session where 60 plus students are. I do understand if they start talking, it is very difficult for the teachers. But uh, usually, okay, nobody should be talking. Nobody should be maybe doing something in between, and just focus on, okay, you need to learn better so that you will remember better when the exams are there. So you will get better marks, right? So that is something which starts happening in the overall school system. right? When you go to office, similar thing, that type of rows and columns, which are usually called as modules, a little bit colorful, somewhere maybe good chairs and etc. Everything has been put, but still almost similar to this, right? But in the office, your bosses, managers, now as an educator, our office is also school. So of course, the management keeps on expecting that, okay, there has to be out of the box ideas. But which out of the box ideas creativity was here started going a little bit low, right? And again, I mean, as you are or aware about the creativity part, it's again the similar thing as we go to gym, we build the muscle. So everyone has the muscle. It's just going and doing that exercise for that particular muscle. Similarly, for the creativity, what happens that, okay, the focus on those type of activities, focus on creative exercises start getting a little bit reduced because there is a burden for a lot of studies or subjects and the exams and getting those marks. So that's where creative muscle is not getting the exercise. But when you go to the corporate and they are expecting out of the box ideas, that's where a lot of things start happening that, okay, we don't know how to do it. And a lot of corporates hold creative thinking workshop for their employees कि नहीं नहीं अब इनको creative बना दो, which then starts becoming difficult, right? Because they need to do a lot of practice for that creative muscle. Whereas when we say offices like Google, okay, this is Google Office photo. Why this kind of things are done? Because they focus a lot on creativity, playfulness, and innovation. That's more valued over here, right? This is Pixar office. We see a lot of movies from Pixar, animated movies. So this is Pixar office. You can come from the office to the canteen from by the slide, right? Again, creativity, playfulness, innovation. So I was having design thinking introduction session in one of the school. This particular slide that principal ma'am said to other teachers, okay, we should think about it to put this kind of slide in our school as well. So that is something which she got from this slide. You must be getting your ideas as well, right? So this is something, if we can give them or if we can start focusing a little bit of creativity, playfulness, and those things we start valuing, the outcome will start coming better, right? Because this is also office, this is also office, but we can see the outcome, right? Also, has anyone read or heard about nature versus nurture research? Okay, I assume that's no. All right.
Yes, nobody has put
So
it in chat box.
exactly, exactly. My father was a drawing teacher, and when I came into design field and I was doing good, initially I used to do sketching, painting. Then I started doing in actually IT field as a designer, and everyone was saying, "अरे, your father was art teacher ना, तो that's why you are doing this." And मुझे भी लगता था कि हाँ, that's absolutely right, कि हाँ वही शायद reason होगा. Then when I started working on Crayomi, for that, because I was doing more research that, okay, if we need to do it for the school going kids, what exactly happens, how to make them creative. So this particular research says it's not about genetic thing. We always say, "Arey, parents are talented or parents are like this and that's what is happening." But a very little percentage from the genetics comes actually for the intelligence and creativity part. Okay, what happens is the nurturing part. Now, about me, I'm the younger one. Okay, I have elder sister, then elder brother. Both of them are not near to design field or art or the sketching anything, because most of their childhood from starting they were at the uncle's place या दूसरे किसी city में रहते थे. They were not with my father for a longer time, right? So whereas I was since childhood till the career started, I was with him. So that nurturing part, I used to see what he is doing, वो क्या कर रहे हैं, कैसे वाला painting, या what exactly his thought process is, why he is doing a particular thing, why particular colors. All those discussion with him actually helped me a lot. Okay, so when I'm saying nature versus nurture, so as you can start guessing that if we can give that little bit of nurturing environment, of course given the restriction of all the syllabus completion exams and all, but if that nurturing environment starts happening, so then it will be much better for the kids also while going into the future part, right? Okay, one message say nature is how biologically you are, and your development depends on that. It's all genetic. Right, most of them. But genetically, like as I said, intelligence, creativity, that percentage is a little low in comparison to nurturing part. Okay. Now, few slides, we are just going through a little bit of informative wala part. Okay. World Economic Forum keeps on doing survey with different companies with a lot of jobs and overall industry side. Okay. So their latest report is for the 2027. Of course, it will keep changing a little bit, but even the previous report was something similar from the skills point of view. So what they are saying, the businesses in 2027 they are looking for top 10 skills. Okay. Of course, all the basic foundation, all the studies are important where they are learning about the analytical thinking, maybe the math and logical part will be helping them for AI, big data, etc. But as you can see, most of other thing like creative thinking, resilience, flexibility, right, leadership, social influence, curiosity, lifelong learning, design and user experience, motivation, self-awareness, empathy, and active listening, that is what is more and more focused, right? And going further, as the lot of AI and bots are coming in, of course, machinery has replaced few automated jobs. Same thing which is happening with the AI as well. So that's where empathy, imagination, creative thinking, these things which are human traits, which are actually not taken by the machines yet, right? And which is very difficult for them to replicate it. So that will become more and more important. There is a book also that right brainers will rule the world, right? So that is something again talking in the similar part, right? Now, nature is development of intelligence performance. All right, all right. Okay, so instead of just giving you all the information, I'll keep sharing few videos in between. Okay, so that it will be easy to understand and it will be more fun as well. Okay, so here's my son when he was in.
My name is Advik Khose.
You can hear the audio, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. All right. So this was a very quick ideation activity with him. I was asking few questions to him, and everything, whatever has been recorded, it was on the fly. We were just sitting and said, "Yeah, let's do this," and it started happening. So I was recording it. Okay.
And the problem statement is I am trying to improve this Surat. And
What is the problem with current Shurak, by the way?
so many people remove the shoes and keep it in front of the shoe rack but not in the shoe rack. So this is my solution. We'll
Okay.
come over here, we'll remove a shoe.
Okay.
Then there will be a sensor over here.
Okay.
So otherwise, if the sensor is not working, you will open the door.
Okay.
Two robotic hands will come out. They'll grab your shoe. They grab your shoes and keep them in the shoe rack automatically, and the door closes.
But in case I am standing there by wearing the shoes, and if that sensor looks at the feet and look at the shoes, and that hand will come out to grab my shoes, then
The sensor is made like that. If you are wearing the shoes, it will see the full part.
Okay.
Means it will see the upper part, lower type. It will see if the legs are being seen.
Okay.
If the legs are being seen, it will not grab it.
okay.
And if there are only shoes, no legs, it will take it in.
For example, sometime what happens that I am going out, okay, I'm going to office or I'm going somewhere. I removed my shoes, okay, but then I remember, okay, I forgot my wallet. Sorry, I wear my shoes. Then I remember that I forgot my wallet. Okay, then I will remove the shoes again. I will go inside, take my wallet, and when I come back, shoes will be again in shoe rack. I don't want that because it was only for a 1 minute or 2 minute thing.
So, for that, the door will be made that it will wait for 4 minutes. If you don't wear the shoes in 4 minutes again, it will take it in.
Okay, so there will be
4
time
5
gap.
minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
But now, okay, that's a good idea. Now let's think about it that if we have to make it and if you want to sell it, okay, this will be expensive, or how is it? Because robotic hands,
It act-
sensor,
It
right?
will actually be very expensive.
Huh.
So there is one more idea that there are some machines that you press a button, put a coin, and
Vending machine.
vending machine.
Huh.
So you can make it as a vending machine.
Okay.
You remove your shoes. There will be a place like this.
Okay.
You keep them over here,
Oh, okay.
not with your hand. If you want, you can keep there with your legs. Then you press the button, and the button will. When you press the button, the shoes will go inside me. It will go slide.
Slide
It will
upwards.
slide upwards.
Okay.
Then the shoes will go. It will go in a place where it has place to be kept.
Okay. And when I want to take it out?
You will. There will be a glass in front.
Okay. Same
will-
as vending machine.
Yes.
Okay.
So the glass will be type of a touch glass. Whichever shoes, chappals or sandals, whichever one you press on it, and you press a button, it will come out.
Oh, that's nice. But this will also be expensive, right?
Not that much, but
Not that much. Okay. 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 Both of these are great ideas. Any बहुत पैसे जाएंगे मेरे. He's saying it's not that expensive. Okay. But the reason of showing this particular video over here, as I said, it was just impromptu. We were sitting and we saw that, okay, there is a shoe rack which has been created while the interior was happening. And still a lot of time we keep our footwears outside, right? We don't put it into the shoe rack. Then I was just talking to him कि अरे क्या कर सकते हैं? Why people do this? Okay, what could be the solution? And all the question which I'm asking, it's again on the fly. Whatever he was saying, I was getting the question I was asking. So this is more of immediate creative thinking, also thinking a little bit from the context point of view, situation point of view, right? So these kind of things, these kind of examples, which are very near to them, what they usually see, we can keep on asking and do these kind of sessions as well in between, right? All right. This is again like for the elder student now, because with the NAP also there are a lot of project-based learning. What I suggest and what I'm working towards most of the time, that okay, can we have our students to go and work with the community, solve their problems, right? So this is one of the guy from from Ahmedabad. He is college student. I think I forgot the name. Sorry. I got this in the newspaper somewhere. So he has done BTech. Okay, what he saw in Ahmedabad, there was a lot of heat in the summertime. Traffic police who are standing at the signal or at the chalk, and they are standing in the sunlight, right? So he just made this solar umbrella. As you can see, solar panels over here. Here there is a small fan as well, right? So for them, at least they get the shade plus the good air, and there is one charging socket, so they can charge their phone as well, right? He has not, uh, as far as I know, he has not gone ahead and done as a manufacturing and started as a company as such. But he just saw the problem and he thought, okay, I can do something. Okay, I will start applying the solution on top of that, right? So it's more of looking at the problem, observing at the problem, understanding what exactly the problem, who is having that, what can be done for that, okay, what is the overall context, and implementing accordingly, right? So that's one of the example again. Okay, so one more question for all of you. What is innovation? Acha, after a few slides, there will be a very small activity, just 3 minutes. If you can do it on paper, that will be fantastic. Okay, what is innovation? We keep on hearing that, right? A lot of school ads, also a lot of companies as well. Okay, we are innovative, we are doing innovative products, but what exactly now innovation is? I think if someone can unmute
Yes,
and say as well, right? Yeah,
correct, correct.
Making something new.
making something new. All right. Okay. What else? Out of the box ideas.
Correct.
All right. Okay. Anything else? New ideas with creativity. Okay. Okay. So making something new, out of the box ideas, new ideas with creativity. What else? That's it. All right, we'll go ahead.
Making process more efficient.
Making process more efficient. Yes, yes. Create something new and unique, making it efficient. All right. Okay. So as a dictionary definition, making changes in something which is already established, right? Especially introducing new methods and ideas, or completely introducing something new, right? Either as mentioned, to make that process efficient, maybe we'll be adding something to that, or maybe we'll be removing something from that so that it will become efficient, right? Or making something new, it could be that out of the box ideas, it could be unique, it could be in very different way, right? Now if this is the innovation, let's go a little bit further. Most of us, I'm sure most of us like tea, right? I'm assuming that कि हम सब लोग चाय प्रेमी है, चाय lovers है, right? And we all know how to make the tea. Can you very quickly just draw the steps, draw or write whatever is comfortable for you, that how do you make the tea? I'll very quickly show the next slide and we'll come back that what sort of drawing, when I'm saying draw, is something like that. This also is fine. Okay. So we can just wait for, as you can see, the time for like 4 to 5 minutes. Can draw a couple of you, can show it on the screen also, on the cameras as well. All right. That's clear, right? Any question for it? So let me start the timer. Let me put the timer on. Let's put a little bit good music as well while you are doing the activity. You are good. Music and chai will go together. Even if you are done before the time, do let me know. And can you show that again, please?
Yes. I have tried little bit.
Okay, so
Is it visible? Yeah.
it's a bit smaller. If you can read out as well.
Yeah, nothing. Vessel and sugar and tea. Then
Okay. Vegetable sugar, tea.
tea. Then
Okay. Okay.
then on the gas flame. Yes. On
Okay.
stove. Then bringing it to boil. Then adding milk.
Right.
Then
Okay.
tea is ready. You can enjoy your chai.
Okay. So you are adding milk at the end of it.
Yes. Sanket is showing
Yeah.
Yeah. steps.
Yes, Ankit. Okay, it is a little bit smaller for me along with the slide. If you can read out as well, that will be really helpful.
Yeah, I'm audible, sir.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's boil water, add sugar as per taste, add milk over it, add tea, and our last elaichi or clove as per your taste. Now the tea is ready.
Okay. Anyone has, thank you, Sanket. Anyone has little bit different process than both the processes what we have seen? You can just tell verbally as well if you are not drawn or
Yes.
written it.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, yes,
Apurva.
you are.
Uh, Usually it's the same process. I only add a lemongrass at times ginger, and at times masala. It depends. Not altogether, but it depends on the mood.
All right. So it depends. Okay. Anyone has any changes, very slight changes as well, like lemongrass or ginger?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
My process is bring water to boil, add the required herbs like lemongrass, ginger, cinnamon. Let
Mhm.
all the herbs get infused in boiling water, then add sugar, milk. Again, boil it for a while, and at the end, add tea powder, and then your tea is ready.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Anyone else would like to share? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who has shared it. Okay. Now let's see what is my process. Okay, let me. So what I do is first I take milk. Okay. I have shown very roughly, but with the proportion as well. Okay, 1.5 cup of milk. I'm then adding water as well. Then boiling both of it, water and milk. Particularly added the brand as well, that Red Label Natural, and how many spoons I am adding, the sugar, ginger, boil, and the tea is ready, right? So a couple of processes were about adding milk at the end, right? Uh, One ma'am said that, Apurva ma'am, I think she said adding ginger at the end, right? And that's totally depends, like lemongrass also. Now, if whatever changes we have seen for the tea also, if there is a difference, slight differences, and we saw this definition that making changes in something which is already established. So can we say it's an innovation in tea by definition, right?
Yes, yes.
So if as simple as this, चाय बनाने में भी कुछ हल्का सा करो, that is innovation overall, right? So what else can be done with this? Let's just have a look at it. Now, if I'm in different context, okay, same thing, जो पूरा process था, okay, we have multiple things to be added, multiple masalas and etc. But when you are traveling in the flight, the air hostess comes and she cannot do all those things there, right? So maybe somewhere they came up with the process that, okay, let's give the tea bag. Initially, it was about tea bag. Then there are sachets now. That sachet can be just added to the boiling or hot water, and your tea is ready, right? Because that context particularly demanded that type of solution, that not everything can be done as per the request. Then let's make something already which is prepared. Just add it to the boiling water. Make it as easy as possible. As you mentioned earlier, that making process efficient. So making that process overall efficient. If it is a different context, right? Maybe airport cafes, or even the bigger offices, they have the machine, right? The tea machine, which will give you couple of type of teas, couple of type of coffees. You can just have green tea or just milk as well, black coffee or black tea as well, right? So everything is there, everything is ready. Somebody who is taking care कि हाँ उसमें milk add करना है, something which is now finished should be added, right? Will be taken care from that point of view. It could be by context, maybe people who are doing the diet, people who are elder, maybe diabetic or taking care of their health, will definitely want it sugar free, right? So the same tea and so many changes are happening just basis on the basis of context, on the basis of who want it, right? So agar only tea can be changed in this way, although we have the same syllabus, same chapter, same type of same standard, maybe fifth or third or seventh, doing little bit smaller changes by understanding how exactly those users are, what they want at that particular point, or what will be more efficient. That innovation can be done in your execution lesson plans, or executing that lesson, right? Overall. Now going further, you might have heard about the brand Chayos. So Chayos have good stalls at the airport, at nearby IT companies, etc. And I took chai one time. I think it was Nagpur. Okay, and it was quite good. I liked it. But later on, I couldn't find chayos nearby, right? But on Amazon, I found that chayos chai masala is available. So maybe for chayos, they might have seen, okay, people are liking our tea. They are saying, "Kyari, chai achhi lagi, masala acha tha, it was good enough." Then they said, okay, we are not opening a lot of stalls. If people are liking our masala, can we create a different product out of it and just start selling it? So we'll have different revenue stream altogether, right? Now, this is little bit different than the education part, but what I'm trying to say is ki the chai different for different people for a different reason at different time. Similar thing can be executed or can be thought from the lesson execution or the asking question or doing the activity and all that point of view, right? And just taking it further from the innovation point of view, they have created different product itself, right? Now, usually, if we want chai as a parcel, थैली में भर के दे देते थे, and then it was very difficult. It was hot also, and cutting it and then pouring it was difficult. So they started sending it in this type of flask. They charge more, but that's comfortable for us, right? If you are giving that comfort, if you are giving that good experience, people are ready to pay as well. But the overall in these type of innovations or from the school point of view, what exactly is happening, why that particular change is needed? Okay, a particular way of doing the lesson execution is happening, you are doing that, but maybe you found out, okay, this is not working. Then what exactly? So why change is needed? That context you already have. You know what type of people are there, or for whom we need to do that change, right? And how can we make that change? So there is a context, there's a user which you know, and there is an idea, which basically very three important pillars of design thinking or user experience design or any design process. When you know, when you try to understand about the problem, which is doing the research, you are empathizing with them to understand the research, doing the creative thinking, implementing that solution, right? So these are three very important pillars of the process. Okay. Now, going a little bit further, we have कि नहीं नहीं कुछ नया करना है, unique करना है, right? As in maybe when Pizza Hut came to India, right? They were selling the pizza what they were making. And then they understood कि यार इंडिया में बेचना है तो पनीर डालना पड़ेगा, right? Because people here love paneer, so they just added the paneer and it was good. People liked it. It is good hit. Every other pizza seller has paneer pizza, right? And we are expecting कि अरे पनीर पिज्जा तो definitely होगा ही इनके मेनू में. That is something which is very normal for us, right? Now the next slide which I'm showing, I'm not able to see a lot of the cameras, but I'm assuming because in all different colleges, all different age groups, whenever I have shown that slide, I have seen very like the expression कि अरे ये क्या है? Okay, so understanding the context कि पिज्जा इंडिया में बेचना है तो we should add paneer and then it will be good hit, people will like it. People also like vada pav. So can we do this vada pav burger? And all the time I have seen expression from the students, from even I conducted design thinking for educators 5-day workshop at MIT University for 16 professors across the university. They also gave the same expression कि अरे ये क्या है? Just vada pav is absolutely fine. We don't want this kind of stuff, right? So although we need to do something unique, although we need to do something different, but that has to be in that context and by understanding the user. It's not just assuming कि यार इनको वड़ा पाव भी पसंद है, ये भी पसंद है, let's mix it. That might not happen. So that's why we need to talk to them. We need to understand. We need to keep on getting information by doing that research, by empathizing, right? Okay, I'm just going through the chat box. Okay. Naina Survey ma'am saying she has done the machine-made tea with flavor as per requirement, just like Kellogg's had to launch instant poha upma in India. Absolutely, absolutely. And yes, machine-made tea. There was one office boy in our office at Banner, and whatever tea he was giving, and that was really fantastic. His name was Mohan. I said कि यार कैसे करते हो आप? It's the same tea. Sir, आपको चाहिए क्या? मैं करके देता हूँ. So he used to add 2-3 tea bags into it, okay, and make it hot for a little bit longer. So it somewhere get taste of getting good boiling tea wala part. And it was by doing some customization, कि, okay, ये extra add करते, ये extra add करते, and that will sound test better. All right. Okay. Now going a little bit further, this is one more example. This is done by Volkswagen. Okay, they have YouTube channel called Fun Theory, and they have done a lot of experiment from the community, from the overall society point of view. It's more of changing that behavior. Okay, I'm showing this particular example because as a project also, I think this can be done, definitely done with the school student, even if we follow as it is, right? Even if we follow the same idea, I think people will, students will enjoy that, and that will be a good example. So I'll just start the video. Do look at the last stat, last number, which will be there.
Oh no.
Okay. Kids specifically, they are taking the trash from the road, then putting it over there, right? Just for the fun purpose. And 72 kg of trash, which was like 41 kgs more than the usual. And that a change in the behavior just because of one fun, innovative solution product which has been kept, right? And this is really, really good example to be done, I think, with the kids, because I'm sure a lot of schools have robotics related the kit as well. If that robotic kit and if the simple music sensor, I think these things can just make great products overall, right? To change the behavior. All right. So we are talking a lot about innovation. We are talking a lot about, okay, these type of products. And the main thing, what we are here for, design thinking. So let's look at that, okay, how we can use design thinking to make these kind of things. As I said, there are like almost 3 to 4 videos. We have seen 2, this is third, and 1 will be at the end. But this explains design thinking process very nicely with overall the problem point of view and how they come to the solution. These are the 5 steps, by the way. We'll see the video and then we'll come back to the...
Sarah is giving her used bike to her younger sister, Mara. Her bike works just fine, but needs a refresh. The seat was chewed on by their new puppy and is uncomfortable. A group of Mara's friends are in an after-school program that's teaching them technical skills. They want to make a more comfortable seat for Mara's new bike and are ready to use design thinking to empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test to get the new seat just right. To empathize, they interview Mara about her needs for a new bicycle seat. What does she like about her old seat? What are her preferences and priorities for a new seat? They watch her get on and off her old bicycle and the new bicycle. To further define their understanding about Mara and her new bicycle seat, they do some more research. They look closely at other seat designs of bikes parked at school. They take photos and they study different materials for padding and the seat frame cover. The team also gets on and off both bicycles. To ideate, they first discuss 2 approaches. Do they build a new seat frame or do they recover the old one? They also think about their opportunities and constraints, such as money, skills, and sources. The brainstorming begins. They generate a bunch of ideas for design, source of materials, and people to ask for help. They end up with a lot more questions, several sketches, and a list of tasks. They get lucky on their first task with a trip to a bicycle repair shop. They score different used seat frames that will fit the bike. The result is a long list of possibilities. Some are wild and crazy, and that's okay. During ideation, wild ideas are encouraged. The group has had a successful brainstorming session because they listened to all ideas, stayed focused on their topic, and didn't judge or shoot down anything. By following these rules, they were able to playfully and collaboratively take a deep dive into their bicycle seat problem. And they had a ton of fun while doing it. With their best ideas in mind, the group moves on to prototype. They decide to run trials of different combinations of seat padding materials, layers of wool, foam, sponges, a mix of materials. They also create model seat shapes of varying sizes in cardboard that they attach to the seat frames. To test, they asked Mara to sit on the padding samples and the model seat shapes attached to the seat frames. They ask a lot of questions and learn a lot of details that generate some new ideas for their next prototype. After several prototype iterations and testing for other considerations like durability and aesthetics, they create a fully functional prototype. Mara loves the new bike seat and asks if the seat cover could be her favorite color, yellow. Creating the perfect seat for Mara through design thinking took many hours, open minds, lots of teamwork, constructive chaos, and fresh ideas. The team had to be willing to fail often in order to succeed sooner. But they didn't stop there. After making Mara so happy with her perfect new bike seat, the team is inspired. They decide to start a community program to create bike seats for other kids in the community. Now they're making a positive impact on their community and making lots of kids happy too. So what will you do with design thinking?
Again, very simple example with actually kids over there, understanding their friend want need change with the bike seat, right? What can be done? So what they do is basically, before I talk about the pillars, we'll talk about the process first, the 5 steps. So they started doing they started empathizing. They started asking Mara question about, okay, what exactly is happening? What is the problem? They started observing her, okay, what is happening? And through that, they understood about the problem. So that empathy part is very, very important. As a educator, as a school teachers, you all are very well aware, and I'm sure you all are working towards that kids should be more empathetic. Kids should understand others perspective also, right? For better society, better community, that is very much required going further. And a lot of issues from the mental health and emotional health, I think if they start understanding their own emotions, the empathy part will be much easier for them, of course, right? Yeah, so now this process is not at all straightforward that, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 and it's done. As you can see from empathize, you can go to define where, like once you do a lot of research, you have a lot of data, so you can define the problem better. You can understand, okay, these are the 3 4 pain points, or these are the main goals or objective what she is looking for, that can be defined better over here. Then you can come up with different ideas, you can prototype, test it out, and say, okay, this is working. But it never happens in the straightforward way, right? Either if something which is already existing, you can just test it out, and that will give you a lot of insights from the research point of view. You start going to the define and you say, no, we need a little bit more information. You go to the research. There are ideas, or from while testing also, you will get better ideas. While prototyping also, there could be ideas. So it is a completely iterative process, not necessary 1 2 3 4 5 step. Now, just one thing which I would like to mention, while I was taking sessions with Kendriya Vidyalaya, which is at Dehu Road, KV2, if I'm not wrong, correct. So they have Atal Tinkering Lab, and I was working there as Atal Lab design thinking mentor for the lab, right? So while I was taking the session, what I did initially, instead of just following typical 5-stage process, said, okay, these are kids, maybe we need to go a bit further, and every step should be properly defined. Okay, so I had actually 7 steps, and multiple things were added to that, and it was good in the first couple of sessions. When I went there after a week and I was asking them, it was very difficult for them to recall all the 7 steps. And that's something I understood that, okay, initially I think that's fine, but it's very difficult. That's a big number, 7. So typically whenever I'm teaching at all the places, my suggestion is always about we don't have to be restricted within a particular names as such, within particular step as such, because we all are doing this in and out. Okay. Three core steps: investigate, imagine, implement. If you have to like while you became a educator initially, when you were thinking, okay, what career we need to choose, that is the time also, or while choosing the college also, what we do is we ask to our elders, siblings, maybe few friends. We go online, search. If it was not online, and still if it is online, we'll go to the colleges, we'll visit those schools, colleges, we'll see what exactly is happening, we'll talk to people who are in this field. So every time, whatever we have to do, even if you want to go for, maybe now once the vacation will start, you will be going for a trip, right? And usually in summertime, it will be somewhere towards Kashmir, Manali, or abroad as per everyone's convenience, right? But for that also, we do a lot of research. We'll see कि अरे वहाँ पे देखने के लिए क्या है, how many days, okay, which hotel. We'll talk to a lot of people, then maybe we'll call to that tour guide, right? We'll see how much is the charge. So we have some constraints of days, maybe budget, and maybe the hotel. Maybe elder people are coming with us, then okay, we should not do this. If we have small kids, then we know okay, more adventure activity should be done, right? So whatever we do, we always do that research part. We always think from that perspective that, okay, no, this is what I want. But what happens, that research is always about you and your nearby people for the family, right? But when what design process says that if we have to, and that's exactly happens, like whenever we start solving the problem, we start assuming कि अरे this is something which is happening, हमें ये करना चाहिए, because we always focus on us by doing the research and our own assumptions, our own thoughts. But what design is saying just little bit different is okay, it's not about just you, or it's not at all about you if you are not the fitting the user criteria, right? Who is having the problem? You need to understand them, and that's where the empathy part comes in. Here maybe I would just like to understand, like the way you create the lesson plans or the question, or create the activities or the projects. What is your process to do that? If anyone can just unmute and talk about it, maybe. How do you usually define those activities, define those lesson plans? What are the what is the overall process, and what are the factors you keep in mind?
No, I think first thing ki we even if we are making the lesson plan, it is also incorporating the process of design thinking. This is the
Yeah.
first thing everyone educator should know, and I think so everyone is aware of this. So anyone would like to share the thoughts what sir has asked?
Maybe even if it is not considering design thinking as such, in general,
Yes.
how do you do that? That's it. Yeah.
We first look at a problem
Mm-hmm.
and then we brainstorm as many ideas and see which is the best idea that will help us solve the problem.
Okay. Okay. And how do you usually come to the conclusion this is the best idea?
Usually it is since there are many classes. Recently we had one brainstorming session on speaking in English. So
Okay.
every class took up the initiative. They designed their own idea as per their class. So the
Mm-hmm.
class situation of every class is different. So the class teacher, along with the team members who are responsible for maintaining this, designed a pattern for how to overcome this issue.
Okay. Okay. And all those problems or the issues, you how do you notice those? That's observation overall, or how it comes to the conclusion?
Yes, it was observation because this was observation over a period of time.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Any other way? Any other addition things? One or two steps, maybe.
Yeah, the first thing is this identifying learning objectives.
Okay.
Then know your audience. Then after
Mm.
select lesson materials and resources. After
Mm-hmm.
that, plan the lesson structure.
Mm-hmm.
After choose instructional methods, plan for students' engagement and
Mm.
assessment and evaluation.
Okay. Okay. So typically, whatever we are doing right now, even the typical when you are also learning to become a teacher, I think as you mentioned, we need to understand the lesson objective, then knowing your audience and all those steps. And if you look at the process here, right? So that's exactly so. See, all these names of user experience design, design thinking started coming to the market nowadays, which is a lot, right? But overall, since start, we all are using most of the pieces of design thinking, right? Most of the pieces. Maybe it was not the structured way of doing it. What design thinking helps you to do that, it just gives you few frameworks, few proper structured ways. Okay, when you are defining the problem, maybe these are the few ways to define the problem. There should be what, there should be how, there should be why as well, right? When you are defining the pain points, okay, let's create the persona or the empathy map as well. So these are the things which helps you to define things better. When you are doing the ideation, the typical thing what all of us use is brainstorming, and which is absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that, right? There are more than 1000 methods of doing the coming up with the ideation. There is a book also, I think 1000 plus, yes, on Amazon itself. But not all the methods are comfortable for everyone, right? Brainstorming is something which we start immediately, which happens. There are a few more tricks which if we can do, maybe the brain writing thing, right? When you are not talking and just writing the ideas and then explaining those ideas. So few things where again, negative thinking, worst ideas. So that's where you are just focusing on the negative ideas or worst ideas and then converting them into the positive ones, right? You might be aware of six thinking hat. So every different color of six thinking hat talks about कि, okay, you just focus on the part of positivity now. You just focus on the negativity. You just focus on the emotion. So then our brain is just focused on कि एक limited perspective से ही. And when we push from that perspective only, we get more ideas, right? Because if I just start looking at it overall, then maybe I will have 3 4 ideas. But now I'm saying, okay, just focus from the positive aspect and come up with the ideas. Maybe I will have 3 4 ideas for the positive aspect, 3 4 from the emotional, 3 4 from other aspect, right? So six thinking hat is one of the very, again, simple which could help, which could come up over there, right? Also, द प्रोसेस जो अभी हमने देखा कि एम्पैथाइज से लेकर टेस्ट तक जाना है, एम्पैथाइज कर रहे हैं हम लोग, अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं प्रॉब्लम क्या है, डिफाइन कर रहे हैं. व्हाट व्हाट आर द मेजर पिलर्स फॉर डिजाइन थिंकिंग जो यूजर सेंटर्ड का पार्ट है, जो हमने इसमें भी देखा था, क्योंकि मारा एंड स्पेसिफिकली मारा के प्रॉब्लम अंडरस्टैंड करना. सिमिलरली एम्पैथाइज में हम उसी यूजर को, लाइक संकेत सर हैज मेंशन, नोइंग योर ऑडियंस, तो उस ऑडियंस के रिलेटेड, उसके सेंटर्ड, उनको सेंटर में रख के उनके साइड से ही सोच के जो हमें करना है, दैट्स वेयर द डिजाइन थिंकिंग फोकसेस मोर. एंड एज वी सॉ कि दिस इज नॉट स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. आप यहाँ से यहाँ जा सकते हो, यहाँ से यहाँ जा सकते हो, बिकॉज दैट्स ओवरऑल इटरेटिव प्रोसेस जो हमने वीडियो में भी देखा था. बाय विजुअल थिंकिंग, visual by saying visual thinking, it does not mean कि you have to फोकस ऑन बहुत अच्छा स्केचिंग करना है, नॉट नेसेसरीली, राइट? जैसे मैंने आपको चाय का प्रोसेस दिखाया था, द कप, सिंपल, वेरी रफ ड्राइंग, दैट्स द विजुअल थिंकिंग पार्ट. वॉट एवर यू आर थिंकिंग इन योर माइंड, कैन यू जस्ट विजुअली पुट इट विथ, एंड दैट्स द रीजन जो मैंने यहाँ पे शेप्स दिखाया है. सिंपल शेप्स है, सर्कल, स्क्वायर, ट्राइंगल, राइट? इवन दैट हेल्प्स टू क्रिएट गुड विजुअल थिंकिंग वाला पार्ट, बेसिक शेप से लेकर. ओके, एंड वन मोर थिंग, this is not at all possible अकेले करना. Okay, there has to be a team, there has to be a collaboration. Okay, that could be group of students, that could be group of teachers, that could be overall teachers and student. जो projects हमने अभी video देखा था, maybe वो trash वाला, right? Those kind of problems related to community, that can happen only when we are doing it in collaboration. हम जब साथ में मिलके स्टूडेंट को भी वो टाइम टू टाइम करके इस टाइप के प्रोजेक्ट्स वी कैन कम अप विद. एंड देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन्स जो होते हैं, एंड आई एम श्योर बहुत सारे स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स पार्टिसिपेट करते होंगे, स्पेशली अभी जो आई फॉरगॉट द नेम, हैकेथॉन जो हो रहा है अभी गवर्नमेंट का, बट इनोवेशन हैकेथॉन और समथिंग. ओके, यूजुअली कॉलेजेस के साथ तो होता ही है, स्कूल्स के लिए भी बहुत सारे वैसे कॉम्पिटिशन्स हैं, स्पेशली जहाँ जहाँ पे टिंकरिंग लैब्स हैं. I think a lot of schools जो टिंकरिंग लैब जिनके पास है दे पार्टिसिपेट बिकॉज उनको नोटिफिकेशन कंटिन्यूसली कॉन्स्टेंटली टिंकरिंग लैब वाले ग्रुप में तो डेफिनेटली आता रहता है. स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकेथॉन, थैंक यू प्रीति. या that's something which I was trying to remember. Yeah, so this is not the thing कि कोई भी साइलो में कर सकता है. It has to be collaborative because हर एक का पर्सपेक्टिव अलग है. हर एक like every other person can give you different ideas. तो वो आइडियाज उनके क्या है, हम उस आइडिया के साथ कैसे काम कर सकते हैं, बिल्डिंग ऑन ईच अदर्स आइडियाज जो आप लोग डेफिनेटली करते ही होंगे. वी जस्ट डोंट नेम इट, है ना, कि किसी ने आइडिया दिया, आपने बोला हाँ ये अच्छा है, इसमें ये कुछ और ऐड करते हैं, देन इट विल बी गुड. सो दैट्स जस्ट बिल्डिंग ऑन ईच अदर आइडियाज, राइट? सो गोइंग फर्दर, मैंने अटल टिंकरिंग लैब 2-3 बार मेंशन किया आपको. सो केंद्रीय विद्यालय जो देहरादून में था, ये दो स्टूडेंट्स है, 10th स्टैंडर्ड के हैं. एंड लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट ऑफ दिस स्कूल जो रूरल एरिया से आते थे. जब हमने प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट किया, उनके जो प्रॉब्लम थे, व्हेन दे वर यूज्ड टू गो होम इन द इवनिंग, तो जस्ट फुटपाथ से जा रहे हैं, नॉट इवन प्रॉपर फुटपाथ, राइट, सिंपल मराठी पायवाट म्हणतो, राइट. सो दैट टाइप ऑफ थिंग. तो जहाँ पे लाइट नहीं है उनको वो प्रॉब्लम है, वो पीएमएल से ट्रैवल करते हैं, वो इनके इश्यूज है. फिर हमने वो स्कूल बैग के रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम्स ढूंढना शुरू किया. ऑब्जर्वेशन सेशंस हुए, उन्होंने एक्चुअली रोल प्ले किया कि एक एक लड़का बैग लेके जा रहा था, दूसरे ने बोला कि अरे पानी की बोतल निकाल, एंड देन ही रिमूव द बैग एंड फिर बॉटल निकाला उसने. फिर उसने पॉइंट्स लिखे कि सर ये बॉटल निकालना डिफिकल्ट होता है वाइल वॉकिंग, राइट. जब हम पीएमएल में जा रहे हैं, हम बैग नीचे रखते हैं तो बैग गिर जाती है बिकॉज दैट डजेंट हैव अ प्रॉपर बेस. हमारा टिफिन जो हम लेकर आते हैं वो टिफिन स्पिल हो जाता है, हमारे बुक्स पे लग जाता है. जब हम नीचे झुकते हैं और कोई बुक निकालते हैं सब्जेक्ट के अकॉर्डिंगली, वो दूसरा ही बुक ऊपर आता है, फिर हमें वापस देखना पड़ता है कि कौन सा है पर्टिकुलरली. एंड ये सारी चीज़ें सोच के इन्होंने एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाया. दिस इज द स्मॉल क्लिप. आपको यूट्यूब चैनल पे उसका बड़ा क्लिप भी देखने को मिलेगा, बट आई जस्ट शो यू व्हाट दे हैव डन और कैसे उन्होंने प्रेजेंट किया उसको.
Good morning. I am Vitali. And I am Rashmi. Today we are here with a prototype of a bag. So now let's start with the problem. In our everyday life we face many problems like our bag is very heavy or it's very uncomfortable for us.
Yes, like we have shown here some of the problems like size, books, zip.
We have basically focus on some of the problems and try to give it solutions. Firstly, we have done the user segmentation. We know that for different issues there are different types of needs, and also we have basically made this bag for the age group of 11 to 18 years.
12, 7 to 8.
Here we have taken the user person of Anuradha, my friend, and this one comes from, she's in our class. This is what she do actually. She's very interested in karate, studies and all that. She attends various classes.
It comes down, this plate comes down and the books uprises from here in the descending order. Then the last motor there is...
Sorry. ये जो पार्ट है ना, जो मैंने आपको बताया कि बुक के टाइटल्स नहीं लिखते व्हेन वी आर टेकिंग आउट द बुक, त्या रिझनसाठी त्यांनी हे बनवलं होतं.
It is in the bag.
It is how the bag will look. Here we have also added a compartment for lunchbox, and here we can see that it opens from this side, so there is no problem of spilling of food and etc. Here we have given a compartment for water bottle, and from here there will be a straw. So whenever I want to drink water, I can easily sip it. So there is no need of taking a water bottle again and again.
एक बात जो उन्होंने मेंशन नहीं की, यहाँ पे आपको एक लाइट दिख रहा होगा, ओके. तो एक सिंपल सा लाइट लावला है त्यांनी, एंड दे वर वर्किंग, दिस इज प्रोटोटाइप, वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस वाला वर्जन होता, जिसमें वो दिख रहे थे कि हम लोग यहाँ पे सोलर पैनल लगा सकते हैं क्या, सो दैट दिस लाइट विल बी यूज्ड विदाउट एनी अदर कनेक्टिविटी और एनी चार्जिंग एंड बैटरी वगैरह वो यूज किए बिना वो चल सकता है करके.
There's no need of taking a water bottle again and again. So this is our bag.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any thoughts, काही comments, हिंदी, मराठी, इंग्लिश सगळ्या मध्ये या व्हिडिओवरती पर्टिक्युलरली, बिकॉज हे कम्प्लिटली जे केलं होतं, जो किया गया था पूरा ऑन देयर थॉट्स, जो प्रॉब्लम्स वो डेली फेस करते हैं। नहीं, उन्होंने कंप्लीट नहीं किया। स्कूल के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से प्रिंसिपल सर वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टेड कि हम इसको आगे कैसे लेकर जाए, बट दे वर स्टक एट पॉइंट कि नहीं नहीं, हमें वो मैन्युफैक्चर ये सारी चीज़ें कहाँ पे मिले, कैसे करें हम लोग, तो दे डिडंट गो अहेड। प्लस ये बच्चे 10th स्टैंडर्ड के थे, उनका समर वेकेशन, उनके एग्जाम्स खत्म हो गए, तो दे वर मोर हैप्पियर टू गो टू द कॉलेज देन वर्किंग टू द अदर प्रोजेक्ट। बट इसी बैच में, इसी पर्टिकुलर सेशंस में एक और लड़का था, उसका नाम मुझे पर्टिकुलरली याद है बिकॉज बहुत मजा आया उसके साथ काम करने के लिए, कुणाल नाम था उसका। एंड फर्स्ट सेशन में आपको क्रेयोमी के इंस्टा या यूट्यूब पे वो एक वीडियो भी मिलेगा जहाँ पे कुणाल सारे आइडियाज पढ़ रहा है उसके। ओके, सो कुणालनी म्हटलं होतं की मला अशी बॅग पाहिजे की मी घरी गेलो की त्याच्यानंतर घरचे म्हणतात, आई रागवते की बॅग जागेवर का नाही ठेवत आहे, बॅग इथंच का ठेवली है। सो आई नीड अ बैग जो बैग अपने आप जगह पे चली जाए। ओके, मुझे उठा के रखने की जरूरत ना पड़े। फिर उसका ये कहना था कि बैग बहुत हैवी होती है सर, तो बैग उठा के चलना प्रॉब्लम है, मुझे ऐसी बैग चाहिए कि जो मेरे साथ चले। ओके, एंड वी ऑल वर लाफिंग कि यार इसके आइडियाज, मतलब इमेजिनेशन काफी अच्छा है, और क्या क्या बोल रहा है कि बैग मेरे साथ चले, बैग अपने आप जगह पे जाए। और उसने एक्चुअली प्रोटोटाइप बनाया। ओके, उसने जो उसके बैग में जो बेल्ट है प्रॉपरली, उसमें एक और जगह थी कि वो थर्ड जो लेग था उसका, वो अंदर जाता था, सो फोल्डेबल था बेसिकली, और उसमें एडिशनल व्हील थे। वो बैटरी एंड ऑल चीज़ों की वजह से वर्कआउट, उसका प्रोटोटाइप उतना प्रॉपरली वर्क नहीं हुआ उस टाइम पे जो वीडियो पोस्टेड है उसमें। बट वो बैग प्रॉपर बैलेंस करती है, साथ में चलती है, देयर विल बी अ प्रोग्राम कि वो बैग प्रॉपरली रूट से घर पे उस पर्टिकुलर प्लेस में चली जाएगी। सो वो सारी चीज़ें जो ऐसे ही बोल रहा था, दैट ही एक्चुअली मेड आउट ऑफ द कार्डबोर्ड बॉक्स एंड जस्ट सिंपल मोटर एंड व्हील्स, दैट्स इट। और दूसरी बात, फर्स्ट सेशन जो हुआ था दैट वाज ओनली फॉर 3 आवर्स। फर्स्ट सेशन जो हुआ था दॅट वॉज ओनली फॉर 3 आवर्स, मतलब फक्त 3 तासाचं होतं, आणि समर वेकेशन स्टार्ट झालेले होते त्यांचे. अँड फर्स्ट सेशनमध्ये कुणाल बरोबर खूप मजा आली. ओके, ही केम अप विथ व्हेरी नाईस आयडियाज. आणि आफ्टर दॅट ऑलमोस्ट फॉर 5-6 सेशन कुणाल वॉज नॉट देयर. तो मुझे ऑब्वियसली, एज यू नो ऑल, नो एज ए एजुकेटर, हम देखते हैं हमेशा कि अरे वो वाला स्टूडेंट क्यों नहीं आया है, उस वो कुछ अच्छे आइडियाज लेकर आ रहा था। तो आई वॉज जस्ट चेकिंग कि क्यों नहीं आया। देन आफ्टर दोज 4-5 सेशंस, जब वो क्लास में वापस आ गया, तो मैंने उसको पूछा कि क्या हुआ, क्यों नहीं आए थे। बोला नहीं सर, मी मामाच्या गावाला गेलेलो होतो, सुट्टी होती. एंड वन थिंग व्हाट ही मेंशन, विच वॉज ओनली 2.5 to 3 आवर्स का सेशन, उसके बाद वो गांव चला गया। वो ट्रेन से गया था। उसने बोला सर, मैंने वहाँ पे ना मैं जब उस गांव में गया तो मैंने देखा कि जो डस्टबिन है वो फुल भरे हुए थे, और पूरा कचरा उसमें से बाहर आ रहा था, मतलब जो बड़े वाले डस्टबिन होते हैं गली में वगैरह कहीं पे। तो वो उसने ऑब्जर्व किया। मतलब व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज कि सिर्फ 2-3 घंटे के सेशन के बाद भी माइंडसेट में कितना बड़ा चेंज होता है उनमें। सो वो उसने सिर्फ देखा और छोड़ दिया ऐसे नहीं किया, वो वहां पे जाके उसने इंक्वायरी की कि यहाँ पे वो वैन नहीं आती क्या जो पूरा कचरा उठा के लेके जाएगी। वो उसने इंक्वायरी की। उन्होंने बोला कि नहीं, वैन आ गई है, बट उसके बाद ये भरा हुआ है। देन ही सेड की सर, मला माहीत नाही टेक्निकली पॉसिबल आहे का, बट मला असं वाटतं की जर आपण तिथं सेन्सर लावला आणि त्या सेन्सरनी जर त्या व्हॅनला कळालं की आता फुल झाली आहे ही डस्टबिन, मग ते घ्यायला आले, तर हा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होऊ शकतो. एंड दैट वाज जस्ट 2.5 to 3 आवर्स सेशन। उसके बाद वो गाँव गया है जहाँ जबकि लोग बच्चे एंजॉय करते हैं, अब घर गए, बाहर आए हैं, तो उस टाइम पे उसने ये सारी चीज़ें की, राइट। सो दैट वाज रियली गुड टू सी कि कितना चेंज और वो थॉट प्रोसेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वो काम कर रहे हैं लोग, राइट। ओके, सो इट्स 6:44। एक दो चीज़ें थी, और आई होप विल कंटिन्यू। एक वेरी सिंपल एक्टिविटी, आप अगर लास्ट 3 डेज या इवन टुडे इज फ्राइडे, आप पूरे वीक का अपने लिए कुछ, थैंक यू थैंक यू, इस वीक का आप अपने लिए भी मूड ग्राफ अगर बना सकते हो फ्रॉम मंडे टिल फ्राइडे, ओके, जितना आपको याद है, ऑफ कोर्स इमोशन वाइज तो बहुत सारे टाइप के इमोशंस होते हैं, हम उतना इन डेप्थ नहीं जाएंगे, ये वैसे ही ओवरवेलमिंग लगता है। ओके, तो जस्ट मॉर्निंग इवनिंग भी अगर कर दिया आपने, एंड दिस विल बी रियली गुड कि अगर इन इन बिटवीन कभी ना कभी हम बच्चों के साथ अगर ये कर पाए कि वो अपना मूड ग्राफ बना रहे हैं, मे बी 2-3 दिन बाद या एक वीक बाद जब मंडे को वापस आते हैं तब अगर हमने किया, सो बेसिकली होईल काय नाही या गोष्टींनी. आत्ता जेवढे आपण बघतो की मेंटल इमोशनल हेल्थचे इशू, डिप्रेशन प्रकार अगदी शाळेपासून कॉलेज आणि सगळ्या लेवलला व्हायला लागलाय, ते जेव्हा त्यांचे स्वतःचे इमोशंस पण समजू शकतात है, राइट, व्हेन दे कैन अंडरस्टैंड, और जो अपने इमोशन भी समझ के लिख पा रहे हैं, तो वो उनके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल होगा. एंड दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप ऑफ एम्पैथाइजिंग. अगर खुद के इमोशन समझ पा रहे हो तो वो दूसरों के बेटर समझ पाएंगे, राइट. सो आई थिंक दिस वन, इवन दो आप डिझाईन थिंकिंगचं पूर्ण इनोव्हेशन एक प्रॉडक्ट या सगळ्या लेवलपर्यंत आपल्या गोष्टी गेल्या, आय थिंक दिस विल बी रिअली वंडरफुल टू डू, राइट. सो लेट्स टेक फ्यू मिनट्स एंड आप जितना लिख पाओगे मंडे टू फ्राइडे, लाइक कपल ऑफ मोर स्लाइड्स आफ्टर दिस, जो मेजरली एक्टिविटी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ही कि जो आपको आइडियाज दिखा दें मुझे कि ये कर सकते हो करके. ऑल राइट, सो या यू कैन कंटिन्यू विद द एक्टिविटी. आप बताइए जब लिख के हो जाता है. ओके. थैंक यू अपूर्वा मैम. जो आपने वो चाइना का पॉइंट लिखा है कमेंट में, आई थिंक दैट्स रियली रियली इम्पॉर्टेंट. मेरी जो कोशिश है, जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ ओवरऑल ये पढ़ाने के लिए उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से फॉर द स्कूल गोइंग किड्स डिझाईन थिंकिंग, तो उद्देशच तो आहे की जे आपण चायनाचे प्रॉडक्ट म्हणतो की छोटे छोटे किमतीचे आणि ते घेतो, ते अगदी म्हणजे सुईमध्ये दोरा ओवायचं पण मशीन आहे 5 रुपयाचं, राईट. आणि हे सगळे प्रॉब्लेम आपल्या जवळ आहेत, आपल्या आसपास आहेत. आणि ऑब्व्हियसली कोणी पण अशा लेवलला मोठी कंपनी टाकून ते सगळं इमिजिएटली करू नाही शकत बिझनेस आणि त्या सगळ्या दृष्टीने. सो वाय नॉट एम्पॉवर आवर किड्स, की तुमच्या कम्युनिटीचे तुमच्या आसपासचे असे प्रॉब्लेम बघून तुम्ही काहीतरी करायला सुरू करा. अँड दॅट विल बिकम अ फॅन्टॅस्टिक इकोसिस्टम की जर मुलांकडनं अशा आयडियाज, असे सोल्युशन, अशा टाईपचे प्रॉडक्ट यायला लागलेत. थैंक यू बार सर. सर डू लेट मी नो जब भी आप लोगों का लिख के हो जाएगा इमोशन वाला पार्ट. You don't have to share the emotions unless you are comfortable with that. That's completely fine. It's more over कि हाँ वो अगर हम भी लिखते हैं, हम भी याद करते हैं, तो कितना थोड़ा सा एफर्ट उसमें लगता है. ऑफ कोर्स जब आदत नहीं होती तब तो और ज़्यादा. इसमें एडिशनली अगर विद द स्टूडेंट ऑल्सो एक दो चीज़ें स्लोली हम ऐड करना शुरू करें उनके साथ भी, कि इनिशियली तो सिर्फ वो अपने इमोशंस लिख रहे हैं, उसके बाद थोड़ा सा पुश करके कि ओके वो पर्टिकुलर इमोशन क्यों था उस पॉइंट पे, अगर उनको उसके लिए पुश किया जाए की हाँ तुम्हें अच्छा नाही लग रहा था, क्यों अच्छा नाही लग रहा था, अच्छा वाईट वाटलं होतं, घरी असं काहीतरी झालं होतं. सो आणि ऑफकोर्स त्यांनी ते सगळं सांगायची आवश्यकता आहे, एक्सप्लेन करायचं असं नाही, बट ॲटलिस्ट ते लिहायला सुरू करतील. अँड आय थिंक I'm definitely sure now 98 people are there including me. आणि ऑल ऑफ अस, ये आपल्याला पण म्हणजे हम सब के लिए भी बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. हम अभी मेडिटेशन और ये सारी चीज़ें या बुक्स पढ़ते हैं कि यार ये करना है, डेली डायरी लिखनी है, जर्नलिंग करना है, नहीं होता है, राइट. वो आदत नहीं है. सो मे बी आई थिंक दिस कुड बी द फैंटास्टिक थिंग जो अगर स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. ऑल राइट, ॲज आय सेड की अगदी शेअर करायला पाहिजे असं नाही. सो आय विल मूव अहेड विथ द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. आयडिएशनसाठी, आयडिएशन के लिए ॲज अ सेड की बहुत सारे ॲक्टिव्हिटीज आहेत, आणि त्यातली अजून एक 6 थिंकिंग हॅट बघितलं आपण, स्कॅम्पर म्हणून एक मेथड आहे. ओके, स्कॅम्पर बेसिकली ॲक्रोनिम आहे. सो स्कॅम्पर substitute, combine, adapt, modify or magnify, maximize, minimize, put to other use, eliminate to minimize, reverse, re-engineer. मी आता एकदम सगळं डिटेलमध्ये गो थ्रू करत नाही. आय क्विकली शो यू वन एक्झाम्पल. हे हा 8th स्टँडर्ड मधला एक तनिष भावसार, यंग इनोव्हेटर म्हणून एक प्रोग्राम केला होता आम्ही, अँड ही वॉज पार्टिसिपंट, ही वॉज स्टुडंट. which slide? Scamper? This one, ma'am?
Before that, one slide went very fast with many.
This?
Yeah, before this.
Sure.
Yes.
All right, all right. So this is basically emotion going further into that. When we are saying happy, but happy has more versions to it, right? ये बहुत ज्यादा खुश, एक्साइटेड है हम, ये उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से.
Thank you for this.
वेलकम. ऑल राइट. सो हाँ, स्कैम्पर इट्स एन एक्रोनिम. मैं आपको एग्जांपल के साथ दिखाता हूँ. सो तनीश जो 8th स्टैंडर्ड था, यंग इनोवेटर प्रोग्राम में पार्टिसिपेट किया था उसने, और उन स्टूडेंट को एग्जांपल दिया था कि आप टूथब्रश पे स्कैम्पर कैसे अप्लाई कर सकते हो, क्या उसमें सोच सकते हो उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. ठीक है. सो एज यू कैन सी, उसने क्या किया, सब्स्टिट्यूट में उसने बोला कि जो ये जो हैंडल है इसका, ओके, उसके साथ ही मैं टूथपेस्ट अटैच कर दूंगा, उसको सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दूंगा विद टूथपेस्ट. मैं उसके साथ माउथ वॉश कंबाइन कर दूंगा, ताकि मैं जब ब्रश यूज़ करना तो उसी में पेस्ट है, उसी में माउथ वॉश भी कंबाइंड है मेरा. आजकाल जितने भी सारे ब्रश आते हैं त्याच्यात असे खूप बेंड असतात, मस्त ग्लॉसी प्लास्टिक असतं मटेरियल, आणि बरेचसे कर्व्स वगैरे त्याच्यामध्ये. ही सेइंग की वो सब कुछ अननेसेसरी है, मैं वो एलिमिनेट कर दूंगा, सिंप्लीफाई कर दूंगा डिज़ाइन को. रिवर्स या रीअरेंज बेसिकली कि उसमें ऐसा क्या चेंज कर सकते हैं. मे बी वो जो सारे स्टेप्स है वो स्टेप वैसे के वैसे ऑपोजिट करने हैं, या कुछ एडिशन करना है. जैसे तनिष ने क्या किया था, ये सेट कि एक ही साइड में ब्रिसल्स होते हैं ना, मैं दूसरे साइड में भी ऐड कर दूंगा, ताकि हम ऊपर ब्रश करते हैं नीचे करते हैं तो वो ईजी हो जाए कि हाँ दोनों साइड में अगर ब्रिसल्स होते, राइट. पुट टू अदर यूज में लाइक मैं उसको तनिष के साथ और भी एक बैचमेट है उनका, ये था कि हम लोग थोड़ा सा बहुत पॉलिश्ड ऐसा ग्लिटर वाला ऐसा कुछ करके उसको शोकेस में रखेंगे, डिस्प्ले के लिए रखेंगे टूथब्रश. मॉडिफाई में बहुत बार किसी कॉर्नर में जाने के लिए हमने वो देखे फ्लेक्सिबल ब्रशेस आते हैं आजकल, तर तनिष्ठचं तेच म्हणणं होतं की थोडंसं जास्ती बेंड होईल असं वाला ठेवू आम्ही, की मेक इट मोर बेंडी, राइट. ये बहुत ही थॉटफुल सजेशन था उसका, की म्हणजे खूप जास्ती विचार करून, की बरेचसे म्हातारे लोक असतात की जेव्हा ते ब्रश करतात है, त्यांचा हात हलतोय, राइट. सो देन अगर वो ठीक से कर नहीं पा रहे, उनका हाथ शेक हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द एज एंड ये सारी चीज़ें. सो ये साइड कि मेरा टूथब्रश ऐसे होगा कि वो ऐसे टाइप की सिचुएशन में प्रॉपरली अडेप्ट करेगा. इवन उनका हाथ हिल रहा है तो ब्रश विल बी स्टेडी इनफ, तो उसका मैकेनिज्म या उसका प्रोडक्ट वैसा बनना चाहिए, राइट. एंड ही वॉज इन 8th स्टैंडर्ड जब ये सारी चीज़ें उसने सोची, राइट. सो एटलीस्ट थिंकिंग कि हाँ ओल्डर एज के भी लोग हैं, उनको भी प्रॉब्लम आता है, इस टाइप के प्रॉब्लम आते हैं. और जब भी ये स्कैम्पर वाला मेथड है, नॉट नेसेसरी कि हाँ उसका हर एक का एक ही आयडिया आहे, मतलब फक्त एक एकच आयडिया डिस्प्ले आत्ता केलेला आहे तिथं. तुम्ही सबस्टिट्यूटमध्ये 4-5 गोष्टी येऊ शकतात, मॉडिफायमध्ये 4-5 गोष्टी येऊ शकतात, ओके. मल्टिपल वेमध्ये ते होऊ शकतं. ह्याचं ऑफकोर्स आय थिंक मॅमनी जसं म्हणाले, की मॅमनी जसं स्टार्टिंगला सांगितलं, इट विल बी ऑन द यूट्यूब ऑल्सो लेटर, त्यावेळेस हे अजून मिळेलच तुम्हाला. स्कॅम्परचे इन डिटेल व्हिडिओ पण आहेत तसं यूट्यूबवर, की पूर्ण ती मेथड एक्सप्लेन करताना, ओके. वन मोर थिंग विच आय युजली डू, कुठल्या पण एज ग्रुपला, ओके. जसं मी विथ प्रोफेसर्सचं पण म्हटलं, आय डू कॉर्पोरेट वर्कशॉप ऑल्सो, त्याच्यामध्ये पण विथ द एम्प्लॉईज विथ लाईक 15-20 एक्सपिरियन्स असेल, फ्रेशर असतील, कॉलेज स्टुडंट, सगळ्या ह्याच्यात माइंड मॅप. आणि तर नेक्स्ट सिम्पल गोष्ट सांगतो मी स्टार्टिंगला, ट्राय टू क्रिएट क्वेश्चन युझिंग 5W1H किंवा 6W नावानी पण फेमस आहे ते. सो वो 5W1H या 6W जो है वो बेसिकली व्हाट, हु, व्हाई, व्हेन, वेयर, हाउ. अगर उनको ये एज अ फ्रेमवर्क भी है, क्योंकि आप इसके साथ क्वेश्चनिंग करना स्टार्ट करो, इसके साथ सोचो कि क्वेश्चन कैसे करने हैं, राइट. सो जो मैं यूजुअली करता हूँ कि उनको मैं भी डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग का, यूएक्स का एक सेशन हो गया, उसके बाद आप इसके बेसिस पे क्वेश्चन बनाना शुरू करो जो आपके दिमाग में है, कि क्या होता है ये डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग है, क्या डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग में क्या करना है, कैसे करोगे, किस किसने यूज़ किया है, कसं यूज़ करतात, कोणाला किती इम्पॅक्ट झाला आहे, कोणासाठी हेल्पफुल होतं. सो जो भी उनके दिमाग में है जेवढे पण प्रश्न ज्यांचे आत्ता सॉल्व्ह नाही झाले, दे विल राईट दोज क्वेश्चन. इंटरनेट अवेलेबल आहे, राईट? इंटरनेटवर जायचं, रिसर्च करायचा. सो व्हॉट हॅपन्स की त्यांना 3-4 आर्टिकल्स 3-4 ठिकाणी जाऊन ते वाचावं लागेल, त्याची समरी करावी लागेल, आणि उसके बाद दे नीड टू क्रिएट माइंड मॅप. सो मी म्हणजे हार्डली 2च माइंड मॅप इथे दाखवतोय. दिस इज क्रिएटेड बाय स्टुडंट्स. ओके, सो डिझाइन थिंकिंग व्हॉट एक्झॅक्टली, आणि मग वाय, जे पण त्यांचे क्वेश्चन होते, जो भी क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स, वो सारे लिखे हुए हैं. मैंने बहुत ही स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सिंप्लीफाइड वाले दिखा है. उन्होंने मीम्स के फोटोज लेकर उसको अनफोल्ड करके, सर एक ने बोला कि सर हमारे पास तो इतने आंसर है कि इतनी जगह पे फिट ही नहीं हो रहा है. बोला नहीं, आपको तो उस चार्ट पेपर पे करना है. देन दे केम अप विद द आइडिया कि उन्होंने पेपर फोल्ड कर दिया, एक दूसरा पेपर नॉर्मल शीट, वो उस पर फोल्ड करके लगा दिया, और वो पूरा ओपन करना है, सो दे गॉट मोर स्पेस. ऐसे बहुत सारे आइडियाज वो लिख रहा है. मतलब फैंटास्टिक माइंड मैप. मैंने सिर्फ 2 यहाँ पे लगाए हुए हैं फिलहाल तो, राइट? सो ये ऐसे आई थिंक बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो मे बी, जैसे मैंने बोला कि पूर्ण डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग प्रोजेक्ट मे बी सगळ्या वेळेस पॉसिबल नाही होणार, बट दी प्रोसेस मल्टीपल टाइम विद द स्टूडेंट फॉर अस ऑल्सो, कि जब आप लेसन प्लान से लेकर सारी चीज़ें, स्कैम्पर हो, 6 थिंकिंग हैट है, माइंड मैप क्रिएट करना है, उनके एम्पैथी मैप जो स्कूल बैग के एग्जाम्पल में हमने देखा था, से थिंक डू फील वाला पार्ट, राइट? सो वैसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें कर सकते हैं. हम 1.5 घंटे के लिए बात कर रहे, सो उसमें ऑफ कोर्स सारे उस टाइप के फ्रेमवर्क्स कवर नहीं हो पाएंगे. सो दीज वर फ्यू. या दॅट्स प्रिटी मच बऱ्यापैकी तेवढं आज आपल्या वेळेत प्रॉपर शेअर झालेलं आहे. ओके, कुछ भी इसमें अभी तक जितना किया उसमें कुछ क्वेश्चंस, काही त्याच्यावरती तुम्हाला थॉट शेअर करायचे आहेत, that will be really. Can we use design thinking while making lesson plans? Of course, of course. See, design thinking is it's basically एक आपका वो प्रोसेस पकड़ के ही चलने की जरूरत नहीं है हमें. इट्स मोर ऑफ अ माइंडसेट इन दैट वे कि हाँ हमें, जैसे आई थिंक संकेत सर मेंशन, राइट, कि नो योर ऑडियंस. हमें लेसन ऑब्जेक्टिव पता है कि क्या क्या करना है, किस स्टैंडर्ड के स्टूडेंट के साथ करना है, वो तो है. बट अगेन, वो किस बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, उनका एनवायरनमेंट किस टाइप का है, वो अगर सोच के हम और थोड़ा सा आगे चले गए, क्योंकि ये इनका इनका ओवरऑल जो एनवायरनमेंट है, क्योंकि ये सिटी एरिया में रहते हैं, मे बी ये और दूसरे बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे हैं, जैसे उदयपुर रोड का था सपोज, राइट, दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम वेरी रूरल एरिया, तो उनके साथ कुछ उनको समझने में ईजी हो वैसे टाइप के एग्जाम्पल्स कुछ ऐड करें तो देन और ज़्यादा ईजियर होगा. जैसे मैं इंटरव्यू के क्वेश्चनर वाला पार्ट भी है, जो टीचिंग के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जो जब भी मैं बात करता हूँ कि अ, हम यूजर इंटरव्यू जब करेंगे तो ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन होने चाहिए, क्लोज एंडेड नहीं, इनडायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन होने चाहिए. हम टर्मिनोलॉजीज में जाते हैं तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होते जाता है. मेरा डिझाईन मंडळवरती मराठीमध्ये एक व्हिडिओ आहे की अरेंज मॅरेज जेव्हा होतं, त्या मुलाची माहिती जेव्हा मुलीचे वडील काढतात, सो व्हॉट दे डू इज आस्क ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन, आस्क इनडायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन, राईट, कोणाला तरी पाठवून जेव्हा करतात तेव्हा. तर लेसन प्लॅनसाठी सुद्धा पण ऑफकोर्स सगळ्या वेमध्ये आपण ते डेफिनेटली करू शकतो की आपण, आपल्याला त्यांची आयडिया जर लक्षात आली, ओव्हरऑल त्यांचं बॅकग्राऊंड, त्यांचं एन्व्हायरमेंट कळालं, अँड इफ वी कॅन एम्पॅथाइज मच बेटर, मे बी वन ॲडिशनल स्टेप इज की त्यांच्याबरोबर डिस्कस करून त्यांना काय काय माहिती आहे, ते कुठल्या टाईपचे मे बी शोज बघतात आहे, ते कुठल्या टाईपचे गेम्स खेळतात आहे, हे थोडंसं एम्पॅथाइज करून काही इंटरव्ह्यूजमध्ये त्यांच्याकडनं माहिती घेतली मुलांकडनं, तर आय थिंक दॅट विल बी ॲडिशनल की तुम्हाला आयडियाज आणायला लेसन प्लॅनच्या, दॅट विल बी हेल्पफुल. टेस्टिंगवाला जो पार्ट आहे शेवटचा डिझाइन थिंकिंगचा, लेसन प्लान सगळे यूजुअली ऑब्वियसली समर वेकेशन में ही टाइम होता है कि ये सारा करना है, बट अगर हम एक लेसन प्लान उनके साथ टेस्ट करें, क्योंकि दिस इज नॉट वर्किंग आउट प्रॉपरली, चलो लेट्स गो एंड इटरेट. सो दीज आर द सिंपल थिंग जो आप में से काफी लोग ऑलरेडी शायद करते भी होंगे, बट या दीज थिंग्स विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प. At our next GCED session. Oh, fantastic. A comment, ma'am,
Yes,
is
we have
they
given.
should be already incorporating it.
Yes.
वंडरफुल वंडरफुल. सिर्फ मेरा अगेन वही सजेशन होगा कि डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग हम जितना भी सर्च करते हैं, ये सारी चीज़ें आपको प्रोसेस, बहुत सारे टर्मिनोलॉजीज मिल जाएंगे, वी डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट दोज टर्मिनोलॉजीज। बहुत सिंपल सी चीज़ है कि हमें प्रॉब्लम के बारे में, जिसको प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन लेनी है। जो जैसे मैंने अपना वेकेशन के बारे में बताया था, राइट, हम ढूंढते हैं, पूछते हैं, समझने की कोशिश करते हैं, एंड देन जो अपने आइडियाज है वो लेकर आते हैं। दैट्स इट, दैट्स सिंपल। थैंक यू प्रीति मैम, थैंक यू
Sir,
वैशाली
I
मैम।
think also in higher order thinking questions, children have to do design thinking. So if we teach them this method, they will also be able to do use design thinking for answering the higher order questions.
एब्सोल्युटली, एब्सोल्युटली, बिकॉज 5W1H और 6W अगेन हायर ऑर्डर थिंकिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, कि वो जब वो उस टाइप से सोचना शुरू करेंगे कि हाँ हमें ऐसे क्वेश्चनिंग करना है, आई थिंक परफेक्टली, परफेक्टली।
Yes.
वन मोर थिंग, ये सॉरी मृणाल, जस्ट वन पॉइंट,
Yes.
वन मोर थिंग फ्रॉम दिस पर्सपेक्टिव इज, आजकल बहुत सारे जो हायर स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चे हैं, चैट जीपीटी यूज करना उनको भी आ गया है राइट, वो
Yes.
यूज करते हैं, बट उनको मैं वही बोलता हूँ कि चैट जीपीटी एंड इंटरनेट एवरीथिंग इज देयर, बट चैट जीपीटी के लिए भी प्रॉम्प्ट डिजाइनर का जॉब है, विच इज बेसिकली आस्किंग राइट क्वेश्चन टू दैट एआई। तो
Correct.
अगर हम अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछना अगर हमें आता है, देन इट इज मच बेटर फ्यूचर ऑल्सो फ्रॉम देयर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, बिकॉज इन्फॉर्मेशन तो उनके अराउंड बहुत सारी है, बस वो उस इन्फॉर्मेशन को कैसे पूछना है, कैसे वो सर्च का कीवर्ड चाहिए, वो सारी चीज़ें बहुत मैटर करती है।
Yes. So there is one question from Madhuri Joshi ma'am. So can we use to explain any difficult concept? This is a question. So can you please answer this?
डिफिकल्ट कॉन्सेप्ट इन द सेंस, थोड़ा सा आप अगर एक्सप्लेन कर पाई मैम, माधुरी मैम।
which we cannot explain thoroughly, and students are not understanding that part. How we
ओके,
can use the design thinking in that part?
श्योरली श्योरली,
Yeah.
ठीक है। सो जैसे मैंने अभी जस्ट बोला कि ये जो यूजर इंटरव्यू के क्वेश्चंस कैसे पूछने हैं, राइट, उसके
Yeah.
कुछ टर्म्स है प्रॉपरली, कि ओपन एंडेड ये वो, और मैं काफ़ी सेशंस में पढ़ा रहा था सारे डिफरेंट एज ग्रुप को, एंड सबके चेहरे पे एक थोड़ा सा ना एक्सप्रेशन समझ में आ रहे थे कि हाँ ये जो हम बात कर रहे हैं उनको थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजिंग लग रहा है, ये सारी चीज़ें। तो उसी को फ्रॉम नॉट एग्जैक्ट प्रोसेस कि हाँ डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग मैंने पहले रिसर्च किया ही किया, बट जो हम ऑब्जर्व करते हैं इन जनरल, तो इन जनरल अगर ऑब्जर्व किया कि इंडिया में अपने अराउंड क्या होता है, ऐसे कहाँ पे इस टाइप की क्वेश्चनिंग की जाती है जो सबको पता है, राइट। सो जो अरेंज मैरिज का एग्जांपल मैंने बोला, सो अब उसी कॉन्सेप्ट को मैं जब भी जहाँ पे भी बढ़ाता हूँ इंक्लूडिंग कॉर्पोरेट, उनको यही बताता हूँ कि अगेन व्हाट आई यूज इट इज कि 5 स्टार का जो ऐड था सुरेश और रमेश का, कि मेरी पतलून एक बिलांग छोटी कर दो, तो मैं उनको दो नाम बताता हूँ कि सुरेश इज द पर्सन जिसकी शादी होने वाली है, रमेश है जिसको लड़की के पापा ने बोला है कि सुरेश की इन्फॉर्मेशन निकाल ले। तो रमेश सुरेश से कैसे बात करता है, वो सारे ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन पूछता है, इनडायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछता है। सो ये जब एग्जाम्पल के साथ ये वाला पार्ट जब मैं बताता हूँ, तो वो कॉन्सेप्ट आज तक ये मतलब इस टाइप में एक्सप्लेन करने के बाद सबको एटलीस्ट याद रहता है। सो आई थिंक वही चीज़ है कि इसमें डिफिकल्ट कॉन्सेप्ट के लिए उनको क्या बेटर समझ में आएगा, उनके एग्जाम्पल्स, उनके उनके एनवायरनमेंट के हिसाब से हम क्या रिलेटेबल एग्जाम्पल उनको दे सकते हैं, उस पर अगर काम करें तो बहुत ही बेटर है। मतलब एज सिंपल एज कि वो एक्सप्लेनेशन होने के बाद मैं उनको ये बोलता हूँ कि आपको ये कितने नंबर ऑफ रूल्स है क्वेश्चनिंग के, वो याद रखना ही नहीं है, आपको सिर्फ इतना याद रखना है कि रमेश ने कैसे पूछा होगा तो मुझे वैसे ही पूछना है। तो उनके दिमाग में वो वाला पार्ट फिट है अभी, राइट।
Yeah, right. So means we have to give the relative examples to the student.
करेक्ट, रिलेटेबल एग्जाम्पल वाला एक पार्ट है,
Yeah.
और सिंपल वर्ड्स में या फिर कोई स्टोरी वे में, बहुत सारे डिफरेंट वेज हो सकते हैं एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट के हिसाब से, कि आपके यूजर, आपके स्टूडेंट स्टैंडर्ड, उस
Yeah.
सारे पर्सपेक्टिव रख के।
Okay. Thank you, sir.
येस सर, तुम्ही जेवढे पण एक्झाम्पल्स दिले आहेत तर त्याचा बेसलाईन हाच आहे की किड्स आर ब्रीमिंग विथ आयडियाज, आणि शिक्षक म्हणून आपली जबाबदारी आहे की त्यांची जी क्रिएटिव्हिटी पार्ट आहे त्याला आपण एनकरेज केला पाहिजे. आय थिंक सो
Absolutely.
सगळे टीचर्स जेवढे आहेत इथे आज ते सगळे ह्या मताशी सहमत असतील, कारण की सगळे व्हिडिओज आणि एक्झाम्पल्स दे वर अमेझिंग, फॅब्युलस. एनीवन हॅज एनी अदर फर्दर क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू एनीथिंग?
एक एक कमेंट आला है कि डिजाइन थिंकिंग इज एक्सलेंट फॉर एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग। एब्सोल्युटली,
यस, यस,
एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग के लिए ये बहुत ही अच्छा है।
करेक्ट.
बिकॉज आपण सगळं पूर्ण त्याच्यावरती कामच करतोय, तो प्रोजेक्ट बनवतोय, तो एक्सपिरियंस करतोय. एंड वन थिंग विच नाउ, एक जो रूल अभी स्कूल्स के लिए है सारे, कि हम किसी बच्चों को फेल नहीं कर सकते वाला पार्ट, राइट? एंड दैट इज समथिंग विच डजेंट हेल्प देम इन फ्यूचर. फेल्यूर उनको थोड़ा सा डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता है. सो बहुत बार ऐसे टाइप के प्रोजेक्ट में जब आप टेस्टिंग करते हो और वो आपका प्रोडक्ट फेल हो जाता है, देन आपको पता है कि अच्छा प्रोडक्ट में मुझे ये चेंजेस करने हैं. दैट टीचर्स देम, वो एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग में वो भी उनको समझता है कि नहीं, वो फेल्योर से बेसिकली मुझे क्या नहीं चला, क्या नहीं वर्क हुआ, वो लर्न करना है. दैट्स इट. देयर इज नो फेल्योर एज सच.
येस. सो आपला जो युजर आहे, तो स्टुडंट जर एवढा क्रिएटिव्ह आहे, तर टीचर्सने किती क्रिएटिव्ह असलं पाहिजे, हा पण एक थॉट आहे, जो आता एवढं
Correct.
सगळं फुल सेशन झाल्यानंतर आय थिंक सो सगळे एग्री करतील ह्या पॉइंटला, की वी शुड ऑल्सो बी क्रिएटिव्ह अँड इनोव्हेटिव्ह. एनिथिंग एल्स, लाईक वी हॅव एनी अदर क्वेश्चन हिअर? I would like to take one snap of all the participants. Sir, can you please stop sharing the screen? So,
Yes, yes, sister.
Sir, I would like to say a big thank you to you. We are many teachers from Auxilium Convent High School, Vadala. Most of our teachers have joined in, and we are doing a lot of work on thinking-based learning. And Dr. Kumi Diana, she is also here. She is also giving us guidelines and helping us. So we are very grateful to you for conducting this session. This month, every month we have a training session, but due to the rains, we could not have. So thank you very much for organizing this. It has helped us a lot. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Gloria, ma'am. Can you all please switch on your cameras for few moments so that I can just take screenshots? Yes. Quickly, please. Yes. Thank you, everyone. And I have shared feedback form ka link. In the meantime, I'll share it again. Please just fill in the feedback form so that we can also improve and evolve. Yes, thank you. Yes. I'm going to the next screen. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So I think everyone have got good, amazing insights, inputs from Prasad sir. The complete webinar that we have organized, it was just amazing and fabulous. And I think so mood graph, every teacher will be taking that ahead. And even I will try to incorporate it in whatever means that I can do it. And I yes, I have taken the picture of complete, like how whatever participants we had. I extend my heartful thanks to Mr. Prasad Khose for sharing his
Thank you.
wealth of knowledge and experience on design thinking, and the examples that you have given and experiences that you have shared, that has made the concept very much clear. And I'm confident that this session today will have a lasting impact on all the teachers over here. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this session, and have a great time ahead.
Thank you so much, Myelin team overall, for arranging this. And thank you everyone, because मेरी बात हो रही थी मृणाली मॅम से की एवढे सगळं असल्यानंतर जेवढे जास्ती लोक त्यावेळेस इंटरॅक्शन कधी कधी होत नाही, राईट? सो
Correct.
थँक्यू सो मच फॉर इंटरॅक्टिव्ह गिव्हिंग रिस्पॉन्सेस आणि तुमचे थॉट शेअर केल्याबद्दल. सो थँक्यू सो मच.
Hey Prasad, hi, this is Surendra here. Thanks a lot. It has been a very, very wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
We almost crossed, I think, 100 participants.
Yes.
I think everybody was glued to this session, including me. The fantastic thing. I mean, I have attended it being a part of IT guy, but the way that you flavored it for all the educators was marvelous. And Mrinalini, thanks a lot. It has been a very well organized session. We could reach out to so many people, and
Yes.
most of them actually joined it. Yeah, wonderful. And thanks a lot to all the educators for joining, and be patient for almost 1.5 hours to be part of this session. Thank you, Prasad, once again.
Thank you so much, Surendra.
Okay, I have shared the feedback link, and please do fill in the feedback form. Yes. Thank you. Those who have filled in the feedback form, they can drop out. I'll just make sure that I will get all the feedbacks from all the participants. I'm sharing the link once again. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Prasad sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaishali ma'am. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Those who have filled in the feedback form can drop.
Thank you, everyone, again.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a great time. Yes. Thank you. I'll end this meeting. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I'm ending this meeting now. Hopefully, everyone has filled in the feedback form. I'll connect to you through WhatsApp now. Yes. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.